Well, hey, today we're gonna talk about phasers. This is my buddy Eric, and he's excited to show you his bends. All right, cool. So, Eric, do you play with phasers much?
No.
You do? Never? You've ever had it? Did you ever own a phaser ever in your life?
The closest thing, I was thinking about this, the closest thing I've ever owned to a phaser was a Zoom, I think it was 505, one of those multi-effects.
Yeah, so made of plastic. And you step on it wrong,
it's too hard and it just crumbles.
But
I think, I remember messing with a phaser on that, like, back in the 90s, and I just moved on. And I don't even know what a phaser actually does, to the sound.
Oh, well, shoots. I'm sure you guys in the comments, you'll have way better answers than me, so chime in, please. Easier than describing it is kind of hearing it, and I got these three right here. So this is the MXR Phase 90. This is original 1975, I guess, script logo, and I found this in a box of donations to a music school. And it didn't work, and I repaired a few things on it, and then actually I sent it to Analog Man to do the final fix, and now, I mean, here you go, you're on. Whoa. So just hear how that. I'm gonna turn it off, So even, it's a very musical sounding phaser. So that's the Phase 90, cool. We're gonna start comparing them, but this one over here is the EHX Small Stone, and that's a vintage one. An uncle of mine, it's crazy. This is when I was a Grom. I knew nothing about guitar pedals, and he says, I got some pedals for you, and there's these beat up, ratty old pedals he had just in his garage. He pulled them out of a dusty box.
This thing has seen some tours.
And back then, you didn't really care too much about. I mean, it went on tour with me, I don't know how many places, all over the place. It just would live in a case and come out on tour, got battered and beat up, and stuff like that. So I don't take it out on tour anymore, but. So we're gonna start comparing them. It's a little more subtle than the Phase 90, we'll hear it back to back more. But instead of just one knob, we added a color switch. It gets extreme with the color. Deep. Yeah. And what I think is happening, I believe, is in the color, it's adding a thing called feedback into the circuit, which the MXR Phase 90, the original one, did not have any of the feedback of the signal into the circuit. And I believe that's what the color switch is doing. It is similar to this without the color switch, and once you boost the color switch, you're adding feedback.
Puts it back in.
So try it out.
Shall we compare?
Let's just A-B those just real quick before we move on to the one with all the knobs in the world. So why have one knob when you can have 7,000 of them?
Yeah.
So we just want to switch through them as I play the riff. They're all phasers. Yeah. They're all doing the phaser thing. I don't know if you noticed, but the Small Stones, the frequency is low. It's got a lot of bass in it.
Yeah.
Which that might actually, if you're putting phaser on a bass because you're crazy, or you're Bootsy Collins, the Small Stone might actually be a little bit more because the MXR it does a little bit of a low cut. So if you play it,
it sounds higher frequency.
Let's look at that other one over here. This is it's by Moog, so it should be called Moogerfooger, but it's way funner to say Moogerfooger. I like Moogerfooger. That's what this should be called. And we're gonna get, someone's gonna faint in the comments. Like, oh, you can't call it that, but yes, Moogerfooger. That's what I'm gonna call it. And I actually got this. A guy. This is making some noise.
Good job, JHS.
Yeah, jerks. Bunch of hobos. Sorry, Josh.
This video is not sponsored by.
There we go. All right. Bunch of hobos sleeping under a bridge. For the record, it was hobos. Just in case someone says, "What did he say?" No, it was
hobos.
Hobos.
Slightly
Hobos.
less offensive.
Yes. It's okay to offend homeless people. They don't have YouTube. Just kidding. That's way offside. way offside. All right. Okay. So we're coming back. All right. Anyhow, so let's talk about the Moogerfooger. Moogerfooger. So I got this from a guy who's like, man, it's broken, and he gave me a bunch of pedals that he said weren't working at all, wasn't working, and I was like, okay, well, check it out. I opened it up, and I realized it's reverse polarity. So all I did and I didn't power it up or anything. I just looked at it, and I saw the back, and wait a minute. So all I did is I put the right adapter on it, plugged it in, and booted right up.
Boom.
Yay!
Polarity.
So if you have one of these things, or if you're looking at one of these things or buying one of these things, know that they are reverse polarity. So don't plug it into your regular daisy chain. That's what happened to all the other pedals. He, I guess, got this, plugged it into his daisy chains. That's all I can imagine. Yeah. And then fried the other pedals. This one survived. The other ones I had to replace the diode, the thingamajigger. The technical term. Yeah, the Zener diode, niner. I don't know. Anyhow, so this, look at this.
No way.
This is like a spaceship console.
Yeah.
You can fly to Mars and back with this thing.
And all right, I don't know what most of this is.
Well, let's just start.
Low frequency
Oscillator.
Oscillator. Okay.
Yeah. So let's just start. Pressing things. You here.
All right, you play and
okay.
Can I fiddle?
Yeah, sure. Fiddle with my knobs. Do you hear it kick up the gain? Like how much? And so
you can do a lot with it.
Yeah, it's silly. And do you have just like, I mean, it's a lot of knobs, a lot of craziness going on.
Yeah.
But one of the things about this is that these ones, oh, it's so noisy. These ones are, I believe, 4-stage phasers, which means that there's 2 notches because each stage is one going downwards with a notch.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Okay.
They'll tell us.
They'll tell us.
They'll tell there. But this starts off at 6 stages. So that means there's 3 notches fighting each other.
Yeah.
But you can go to the crazy 12 stage. So yeah, try that out. Oops, I got the. See that stun and kill?
Stun and kill.
Put it to kill. Let's see what happens. Do you hear how it kind of does that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Farting robots.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. Yeah, it almost has that tremolo effect.
Yeah.
So once you dial it to like maybe a more musical setting. I mean, that's musical. Somebody uses that, and then we'll just kind of bounce back and forth between them. This is a lot more oscillations. This is human being oscillations. This is robot oscillations, and then human oscillations. Boost that LFO just a hair. Now let's see if we can A-B them.
If I have this down and this down, right?
It doesn't have. Well, you'll notice what I'll do is there's some noise and there's sort of a resonance thing going on. So just you can manually sweep it basically in a nutshell. This is crazy. So on this side, it's what controls the rate of the oscillation from normal human beings oscillation. Try the other side though. It's robot oscillation. That's
Can't
this
even
gets
hear
freaky.
it up there. Weird.
It's weird
All right,
sounding.
12 stage. What is that? That sounds rotten.
What? Wait. Like I said, it's for robots.
Robots. All right. So human.
Yeah. And you notice how, again, it has that sort of that sort of boom boom pulse to it instead of just
Yeah.
an even. So if you
Yeah.
dial that into kind of like a somewhat sound, let's just see what happens when we kind of back and forth between them, and we'll see what they sound like.
All right.
For all you
ABC.
viewers out there, whatever. It's for us, really. I mean,
Yeah.
my mom will watch this show. It'll be great. Hit that overdrive too, and we'll see what
Oh yeah.
OCD.
Cool.
And I like to put my overdrive after the phasers. Other people like putting it before the phaser. It's a different sound, so we may cover that. And someone over there didn't turn their phone on silent, so we got that.
It's in here
It's
forever.
in here forever.
Yeah.
We know that message happened. We know that message occurred.
So to me, tell me if you are hearing this different, but it feels like these two kind of sit in the same tonal space. A little bit higher.
Of course,
not as much
of course, the
low.
Moog goes nuts.
Well, yeah, you can kind of
Yeah.
tailor that as extreme as you want.
Yeah. So what I'd say, like, we noticed that the MXR has the low gets cut out a little bit, and with a small stone, there's a lot more low, but it sounds like the high is kind of out a little bit, or that's being cut within that phase.
Yeah.
But the Moog is all over the place. You can get crazy with it. It's a very fun, and like I said, you can fly to Mars with it. So
Yeah.
that's what's great about it. But cool. So that's just a kind of a phasers. I happen to have these three phasers, which is kind of almost the trifecta of phases. You know, the Phase 90, and that is a
Yeah.
vintage script logo. So it's like, ooh, you know, when you want to geek out or snob, that's apparently what you snob out about.
It has mojo in
Yeah,
it.
but I don't take it on tour. I have a Phase 95, which is kind of the other one. And the Small Stone, awesome, cool phases. I think you can get those on Reverb for like really cheap.
How much?
I think they're like 120 bucks or
Okay.
something. And you can buy them new too. There you go. And then the
Yeah.
Moog is its own thing.
Yeah.
The Moogerfooger, and I will stand by that. So there you go. That's the Ghost to 11 pedal show. Thanks for joining us as we phased and we went into psychedelica. You want to take us out with your shredding licks? I'm putting them on the spot. Here you go. You got this thing. You have no volume though.
Technical.
Technical robots. Okay. Oh.
That's great.
All right. See you guys.
technical robots.
Oh,
Now
can't,
we're
can't
lost.
take you anywhere.